Hi Roland, great to meet you at Tuttle and a really good opportunity to ask you about Nesta's role in Reboot Britain on Monday. You've really been putting some real effort into this. Is this launching something more than a conference?
I hope so. I think, I'm really excited about the way it's shaping up. And, it's funny how kind of 3 months ago or slightly longer when we started hatching this, there was a germ of an idea which, the inimitable Steve Moore has helped craft into something which I think will be quite special.
I recognise that name.
Oh, I'm being interested.
PIN number.
I just hope it starts a conversation with a wider group than currently gets this stuff around how we can use digital technologies to get us out of some of the messes that we're in, but also make make the UK a more sort of vibrant and buzzy and innovative place. And I think we've got a real opportunity to do that. So I'm excited. I'm excited by the prospect of starting that conversation. And I really. It's hard to do this, but I want to kind of get that out of the usual circles. There's a real core of passionate people, and what I think is the next step is to kind of spread that message more widely. So I hope that's what Reboot will start to do on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, a year ago we had Together 08, curated by
that's right,
Steve, and we did quite a lot of new stuff there,
yeah.
I think. But as you say, kind of a lot of it's commonplace, and I think kind of people like us talking to each other. So
yeah.
I think getting it out, and great essays on the pages of The Independent.
Yeah, we like that, yeah.
And hopefully the tone of the whole thing is going to be pretty accessible to people not in the room.
I hope so. You never know. And, The Guardian did great stuff this week. I believe I wasn't there with the Activate conference, and it feels like these sorts of gatherings are gaining momentum. I think one of the things I like about kind of Steve's whole shtick is it's lots of little stories, not grand narratives, and I think we all crave certainty, the big expert on the podium that tells us the way the future's going to go. But but I think what is far more powerful is lots of interwoven little stories, and I hope we get a flavour of that on Monday with all the multiple sessions that are running. And I'm sure it'll be chaotic, and I'm sure it'll be a bit disorganised, and people won't exactly know which room they're supposed to be in or at certain points in the day. But I think if we can spark some discussion and hopefully some debate and some good healthy arguments, then I will be happy, and I think the job will be done.
And hopefully, maybe some further gatherings for people who couldn't make it, for people who did make it later in the year, organised by participants or anybody else.
Absolutely. Well, I'm always willing to offer kind of Nesta as a venue for interesting stuff, and we've got the week after we've got something called The Web Makes Me Feel at Nesta on the 15th, which is about putting the emotion back into the web and how do people actually feel about interacting with the web. That's a media snackers project which I'm quite excited about, and I think it just goes on and on and on, and it's fitting that we're in St James's Park here because I know they've got black swans right behind me somewhere.
Where are they? Where's the swans? Down there. Yeah,
we might not be able to see them, but last time I walked past, there definitely are black swans. And the Nicholas Taleb shtick, which is we can only predict the stuff that is insignificant. We can't predict the stuff that's really, really important. The economic crisis, the 9/11s of this world. And I think, some kind of sense that rather than selling certainty, we're somehow navigating our way through uncertainty. That's what I think things like Tuttle and things like Reboot Britain and those sorts of gatherings are, I hope, all about. And so I'm not selling you certainty here, but I'm quite excited by the prospect.